Originally, I've gone on many mission trips, and this one was unique. I've gone to stateside, not stateside, but this one was different because it was so close to home, and I've always wanted to do something that's close to home in Chicago. How much closer can you get?
Hey there, my name's Tiffany Potts. I am one of the ladies that went on the Chicago mission trip to the Chicago Dream Center.
I really try and find a mission trip or some ministry opportunity I can do each year. I kind of been thinking about what I should be able to do this year and praying about it, and then they mentioned a trip to Chicago. I've not really done missions in a city before.
I used to live out in the suburbs of Chicago, and we used to go out into the streets and witness, and that was where my heart was. And when Pastor announced that there was a mission going to Chicago, I was sitting next to Bev Borton, and I looked at her and I said, I want to go, and she looked at me.
Some of the most meaningful moments for me on the trip were serving alongside those lovely ladies, serving the Lord with them, getting to know them, encouraging them as they encouraged me.
But it was really good to fellowship with the other ladies that went and to learn and grow in the Lord and to be able to serve the community in that way.
Chicago Dream Center is where we went, and the Dream Center does tons of different missions, and when you go in each day, we never knew what we were going to do. It was very up in the air. You know, one day you might be doing demolition on a house, cleaning up a yard. The next day or that night you might be working with the homeless, or you might be making meals, or in a resale shop, clothes shop for the homeless people to come into, or a food pantry. There was a wide variety of things that we did.
On the first workday, Vicki helped at the thrift store sorting and organizing clothing and donated items. The funds raised at this thrift store support feeding centers for children in 7 different countries around the world.
Others of us helped clean up an attic and demo a kitchen in an apartment for a church in the area.
In the evening, we went to pass out lunches with the Bridge to Life team.
We passed out soap and hope bags. Here we are preparing our soap and hope bags. We packaged 100 bags to give out to those on the streets. So in our soap and hope bags, we would put a washcloth, we have soap, shampoo, we put in dryer sheets and wash pods for them to just meet a physical need on the outside. And then we also prepared a meal, and we would take that to them.
I really liked the Bridge to Life, where we could go out and talk to the different people that are in Chicago, and I was able to use some of my Spanish skills, so that was really neat because a few of times we were talking to a few of them and they didn't know what we were they didn't understand us, and then I was able to step in and talk to them in Spanish. And so
when we were visiting the men and women on the streets, I really loved being able to give them some food, offer to pray with them and to talk with them. The prayers were so heartfelt.
And some of them just would pray with us, and some of them just bowed their head and were very reverent. And then if they didn't want prayer, we would still ask them their name and pray for them when we got back on the bus.
To be honest, before I went on this trip, I had a negative mindset towards homeless people. So I'm like, why can't they just go get a job? Like, why are they begging on the side of the road? They should just, I was very judgmental, and the Lord used this trip to soften my spirit, to soften my attitude and my perspective of them.
One of the nights we went out, we were going and bringing meals to the homeless.
So this particular trip, I was the last one off of the bus, and our team was there. I was walking around, and there was a man on the fence over here.
I went first and I said, do you want something to eat?
And he was very, very angry. He has grabbed onto the fence. Go home, you guys don't belong here. You get back in your van, you get out. We don't want you here. And what I noticed about him was his eyes. The pupils are jet black. The whole pupil is black. And what I found out later is this is either drug induced, that they're just dilated that much, or he has a demon.
You could see the devil in his eyes. She saw Satan in that man.
And the leader that was with us came over when he saw that I was talking to him, and I can hear him say, "In the name of Jesus, I rebuke you. In the name of Jesus, I rebuke you."
The man stopped. And to see that, that's something that you just don't see every day.
Was just like nothing had happened. He was calm, he didn't speak, he was just, that demon had fled. At the sound of Jesus' name, that demon fled, and God showed himself so big. His name is mighty and it is to be feared. And he, the man, just kind of walked with us, side by side along the fence, and then he kind of just peeled off and went in his tent and was just calm. And we were told later that he has received prayer before.
The man, they pray with him like every week, and he's normally very, very friendly, very talkative, and he allows them to pray with him almost every week. And it was very unusual for him to be acting out like this.
Not all of them are bad people. Not all of them are choosing to be homeless. I mean, really, who would choose to be homeless?
Doesn't matter where they came from, or what they look like, or how they live. They need Jesus. Who am I to judge? I'm not any better than they are.
This was at around 10 o'clock at night after we had some sweet time in prayer and worship, praising the Lord for how amazing and awesome He is. And here is a picture of Elizabeth holding the roses that we passed out to the women on the streets that night.
One of our ministries that we did was called the Rose of Sharon, and the gal that led this had gone through the program.
It is an organization that was started by this woman to basically go into the rings of sex slavery and prostitution and offer the women help.
So we would go out in our teams again, so a couple of us at a time. You don't want everybody get off the van and be overwhelming. Go up to the person, hand them a rose.
We only had a 3-minute window to speak to the girls before their pimps, or basically whoever owned them, would come around to make sure that they were doing what they were supposed to be doing.
The lady told us before we went, they said, if they do not make eye contact with you, they're being watched. We went out to one. I was trying to pray with her, and she wouldn't make eye contact. And I could see in her eyes, you could see that she doesn't want to live that lifestyle. And I felt, wow, why couldn't I have had more time, or why couldn't we have had more time to talk? But they gave her a card that's attached to the rose, and it's got a phone number and to call if they want to get out, and they'll go and get them and take them out.
I loved praying in front of a shut-down hotel. Elizabeth prayed, and we all prayed with her that it would be used for godly purposes. It had been shut down because of illegal activities there, and I really believe that God can do miracles, and He can create beauty from ashes.
I think for me, realizing that God is doing so much more than I think. I'm just one person. I can't do it all. He is bigger than that, bigger than my little imagination. He is working everywhere.
For people who might be reluctant to even consider it, you need to consider it, because I was reluctant. I thought, what am I doing? I'm not qualified to go in here, and I certainly don't pray well, and I wouldn't know what to say to somebody I don't know. God gives you the words. God gives you exactly what you need at exact moment that you need it.
I remember the first time that I was on that bus to go talk to these homeless people, and I was scared out of my mind. I was like, I'm not capable, I can't do this. And the first homeless person I walked to, it was like something overpowered me and was giving me the words and giving me the strength and the wisdom on how to speak to these people. And I thank God for that. So if you're nervous about it, don't be. Sign up, start praying for peace and for wisdom and for strength.
Everybody should go, yes.
We all talked about, when can we go? When we want to go back, I want to go back. And we do. It's an awesome experience to show God's love to people that are lost.